Hey, good morning. I know a little bit different scenery today. Again, back in my car. Enjoyed a beautiful morning and had a good breakfast and stuff like that. That's like I know you don't really need that, but like I'm under the firm belief that if you have a good start to your morning, like the rest of the day is gonna be really good and stuff. And um, one of the things that I wanted to share is that act of habit of having habits that benefit you. These past few months and stuff, like I've been really been focused and intentional on just like getting good, like 1% better each day. And that's going to be like my challenge to you, especially with this video and whatnot. So one of the things I started doing not too long ago was um, like I started not only reading my Bible more, but like I also started using a Bible app and just reading a bunch of plans and stuff like that. But the big thing was like I was being consistent on checking in and getting not only through a whole Bible in a year like reading plan, but also the fact that like just doing daily check-ins and like hot streaks and stuff, because they have you like a scripture of the day, breakdown of that scripture and some things to meditate on, and then like a little quiet prayer time. Now, whether you're religious or believe in God or whatnot, at the end of the day, that's completely up to you. For me, like I'm a Christian, like I'm working on it and everything, and it is a process, to say the least. But one of the things that comes about it is the fact of habits and routines and disciplines and stuff. So, how that relates to marketing, entrepreneurship, anything like that, sales and stuff like that. It's little things like here and there, like to read a line of scripture a day. It'd probably take you a year or two to get through the whole, like, it'd probably take you 2 years to get through the Bible if you literally did one line of scripture a day, because there's a lot of lines. Um, but at the same time, like going through a daily habit list of like reading plans and checklists and stuff like that. But on top of that, I also did like an app for prayer. So pray.com is what it's called. It's a free app. Like these apps are free. And just listening to a Bible of the Year podcast, like, podcast, which like it has like music and kind of makes it like kind of very cinematic. So it makes it come more alive hearing somebody else speak it as well. Like I do my own Bible reading and everything. But at the same time, then actually like going to the gym, going to the beach in the morning and stuff like that. Like these little things that stack up. So like these habits stack like one like on top of each other, and just like to build momentum. So I've uh I've been able to really kind of see like a big change over these past few months of that, and just recently like going to the like adding the part of going to the beach in the morning to really watch the sunrise, get kind of just like recharge and stuff. It's little shifts like that change perspective. And the big thing was like I wasn't doing this before. Like last year, I wasn't reading my Bible, wasn't praying, wasn't doing all that stuff, and I just decided like I am part of a like kind of a group text that like sends out Bible reading plans or like little devotionals and stuff like that. So we do daily devotionals, and it's just things to meditate on, think about, and whatnot, and everything. But that's that act of like literally plugging in for like a brief moment, like even for like 5-10 minutes or whatnot, and then sitting, kind of like just being quiet time, and then going about your day and stuff like that, just kind of reflecting throughout the day. And I've noticed a subtle shift over this past year, about a year and a half now, because I've got over 200 plus check-ins on my Bible app. I have almost like uh, 4 months checked in with a little over like 136 days of pray.com. Now, again, whether you're religious or not or anything like that, it's totally okay. But it's the fact of like literally checking in and like doing these little habits here and there and stuff. It's gotten to the point where now it's no longer a habit, it's part of my routine. And if I miss a day, which I'm doing really well not to, it really, I really feel down. And I'll give you an example. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it relates to the little 1% better that you do every single day. You will see it compound over time. Now, there's another app I've been trying to slowly implement. It's not religious or anything. It's just like a personal check-in in terms of like at the end of the day. So I have stuff in the beginning of the day, and now I'm adding one at the end of the day to kind of recap and stuff. And that one, I've been messing up like crazy. I've had it for a few months now, and it's like I've been on and off. So I lose my streaks like every other day, and I'm like, it hurts, right? And I relate that to this in terms of like, think of like the job you have or the career you have. When you're on streak, like when you got like a success, like a success, like nonstop, like it just builds and builds and builds. Not only does your confidence build, but like your your mood changes, like your focus changes and stuff. It's like, look, it's like I've created this entire experience from these continued successes, these continued wins, like here and there and stuff like that. And the moment you get one that like throws you off the chain, it's like, dude, it's like the second, like it's like the second coming of Christ, or like the Armageddon's happen. It's like, oh my God, my day is ruined. No, they're like, no, everything's fine. But the sheer fact of the matter is as long as you keep stacking those wins, no matter how small they are, you will see them compound over time. I mean, literally, look at it this way. Like, you get up in the morning, you do this automatically. You brush your teeth, right? You brush your teeth, you tie your shoes, you put on your pants, you put on your shirt. Like, you do simple things like over and over. Like, they're just part of your, like, you know, just the way of life. But it's when you actually start becoming more intentional about them, so like little skills here and there, that stack over time. And as long as you can continue, if you can chart it, then you can actually see the progress. A lot of times you can actually feel the difference. Like for me, like I'm more at peace than I've ever been. I still have like a few little things to work on and here and there and like that, but like overall, like my internal life is really good. Far be it from like a year or two ago where I was like a wreck here and there, and I've had some struggles this year and stuff like that. I'm not going to deny that, but all the things I'm doing is like as long as I can check those little things off, like I'm good to go. Now, there's a great book, but I forget the name, but I learned this very, 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 very early on in my journey. It's a book called Daily Habits or Daily Routines. I heard it from Tim Ferriss, one of his podcasts, or like early on in his books, in terms of this person basically they built a blog. And they documented all of the unique daily habits and routines of like people throughout history and stuff. And it was fascinating. And the big takeaway from it was the fact that nobody was alike, but they were the greatest in their field because of their routines. They were the greatest in their fields because of the routines they'd set up. How many successful entrepreneurs do you follow or want to follow or hear about? And one of the big questions that comes out is like, what is your routine like? What's your daily schedule like? Do you do mantras? Do you cold showers and stuff like that? Honestly, whatever works for that person may not work for the next person. So what does that mean for you? You're going to have to go through a period of trial and error in terms of figure out what works for you and what doesn't. Probably my favorite one of all time, because it's funny, is Alex Hormozi. Now, I'll mention him quite a lot and everything like that, just because like he's like, you know, kind of taking over Storm, but like he's showing that a lot of stuff isn't like all glamorous as you think it is, and that's really good. It's refreshing. But he literally gets up, rolls out of bed, goes straight to work, like pours a cup of coffee, and literally just gets to his computer and starts working at like 4 a.m. He'll work for about 4 hours, like doing writing, not making his bed, not doing mantras, not cold showers or anything like that. He just, the amount of time from bed to computer to start working is literally almost like maybe less than a few minutes. I mean, like I said, he gets the cup of coffee and he goes to work and stuff like that. And that's how he starts his day. Then he'll eventually do like a workout in the middle of the day, and then he'll start doing business call, like real business stuff and everything. Like he does his personal work first, and then the other half of the day is like all business stuff and everything. So, but that works for him, right? He found that schedule that works for him because he tried all that stuff. And he even says like, dude, it's like, I've done all this stuff and it doesn't work for me. Right? Like it may work for you, and that's okay. Like you have to figure out what works for you. And that is the underlining principle of not only what I'm talking about, but like also that book, Daily Habits. Yeah, Daily Habits, that's what it is. The guy actually has a blog, and I feel bad. You can go on Amazon, find a Daily Habits, like a book like this thick. I got the audiobook. I'd highly encourage you getting that instead, or get them both, whatever. But, and really figure out what type of routine or habits work for you that allow you to really get the most out of your day. Because here's the thing, it's like we all want to try to get 1% better each day. I forget, it wasn't Sam Harris, it was some other guy, some other Harris. I forgot his name. But he actually talks about, he built a bit, like kind of a small business out of it because of the work he was doing as a newscaster. He talked about getting 1.5% better a day. There's a difference in that. Not just 1% better each day, but 1.5% better. Because 1% better a day is 365% better, right? But 1.5 and if I'm gonna really throw the math off of this, is like exponentially more, right? It's that extra 0.5% there. So the reason why I'm talking about this is, and everything is, over this past year, I got 1% better, and then I went a little bit more. So once I got one little habit down, then I stacked another one on top of it. So I added the extra 0.5%. So now I had two, and then for a little bit longer, then I added a third one, and then slowly but surely I started adding these habits one by one and everything like that. It's just going back to basics. But I found what worked for me. So I would encourage you to look at the same way in terms of figure out what works for you, and just tweak it just ever so slightly to where it's a 1.5% better each day. So if it means like getting up and then like 4 in the morning and taking a cold shower, just do that, right? Just focus on those little things like here and there. Like, just don't overdo it. Like, because what a lot of people are trying to do is like, they hear this list, like, I got to do all 8,000 of these things in the first hour of my day. It's like, dude, no, just do one. Just get that done. It doesn't, like, as long as you get it, like, and here's the thing, it doesn't matter what time of day is, as long as you do it, right? Like, one intentional habit that I'm actually focusing on right now is literally getting my Bible more, right? And being intentional. As long as I'm in my physical Bible each day, at least one time a day, I know I'm getting a little bit better. Even if I only read like 1 page out of it, 2 pages, as long as I get into my Bible physically, I know I'm going to get better. Because like I've already stacked enough wins, and I have the scorecard to show it, that I can actually build even more and stuff on that, right? That's all it is. So really kind of bring this all together and stuff like this. You have to figure out what works for you, right? If it means like reading 1 page a day, right? James Patterson, when he got his son to learn how to read, he actually he actually created a little offer. He's like, okay, for every page that you read is one less chore you have to do the day, and because his son didn't like to read. And it was really sad, because if you know anything about James Patterson, that guy, like, he's writing 4 or 5 books at the same time. That's why he does all the collaborations, but that's another story for another day. But his son wasn't like reading. He was like really just like upset. He's like, all right, cool, I'll incentivize you. It's like, for every page you read, you will do one less chore. But I think by the end of the first year, the kid was reading like 4 books every other week, like every week or so, something like that. Like, he just started devouring books and stuff. So like, if you incentivize it in such a way, then there is that too. So like, but that's a deeper conversation and stuff like that. But it's learning to figure out, okay, what habit do I want to create right now? What thing do I want to dial in right now? And how can I not only make it 1% better, but like, how can I work towards getting it 1.5% better? So I definitely would encourage you to think about that. Like, what's one habit I can focus on today? If I can just get consistent doing that to the point where it's no longer a habit, but part of my routine. Because here's the progression of habits that I've noticed, especially in my own life and from listening to others. Anything that you want to learn how to do, you have to start rewiring your brain. So you have to create an environment for it. So you have to create the habit that you want to focus on, and then literally create the environment for it to happen, right? Once that habit, after a small time period, starts becoming part of your routine, it's no longer a habit, right? Now that habit, like, now when it becomes part of your routine, now it's part of your daily routine. It'll get to the point where the daily routine now becomes your entire lifestyle. Now your lifestyle will necessarily, and it actually goes up there, now your lifestyle, this necessarily becomes your life story, right? It's like, hey, but like, it progressed from a habit to a routine to lifestyle. Now it's part of my legacy and stuff like that, right? So I definitely would encourage, like, if I could leave one thought to really think about, it's like, what's one habit that you can start working on right now? If it was just like, if you were to focus on 1.5% better each day, what's one? Reading a book, getting outside, getting some sunlight, cold shower, whatever, mantras and stuff like that, whatever works for you and stuff. But just think of once, like, just one that you've been wanting to do, or just you want to get better at, right? And then like, just drop that comment down below, which one is because the only way we're all going to grow is we all grow together. But we also get to see, like, oh, I've never tried that habit before, I've never tried that one, or I have. It's like, I have experienced that. Who knows, may come around and everything, and whatnot. But also, I would also throw out, in terms of like other habits that are really good to learn, that could definitely help along the way, is, and some that I'm actually cultivating right now, are pretty much like marketing skills and selling skills and entrepreneur skills. These things that, yes, you can learn the fundamentals in like a day or two, or even over a weekend, but the implementation part, that's the part that people want to skip. So I definitely would invite you to take a look at a 3-day little challenge that I have. It's a link down in the description below, in terms of really learning at least one new skill this weekend, And I definitely encourage you to take a look at this challenge. Like we get like there's 3 skills you're going to learn, but at the same time it's like, hey, if you were just focus on one of these skills and get good at that, what would that do for you and everything? And it's a completely like free free way to learn it and stuff like that. I got a little like free course and stuff that you can learn this all in a weekend. And the stuff I'm actually doing right now, like me putting a video out every day is me building this habit into a discipline and part of a lifestyle and stuff like that. But it's part of the stuff that I'm learning. So I definitely would encourage you to, take a look at that challenge below and everything, and definitely go take a look and see like if see I always do these unedited because I want it to be raw and real, but to get better and really to see what skill that you want to learn over the weekend. And like this is stuff that you can learn and whatnot, but this is all curated and focused and whatnot. So I'm gonna leave it there just because I'm gonna start rambling. But there is a link down below if you want to follow for more. But more importantly, leave a comment down below. What's one habit that you want to get 1.5% better each day on? See you guys later.